Hey guys, so there goes the ball already. Holy moly, they're on it tonight. Okay, so if the balls go off in the back, that's again Spirit's way of validating. If you hear a crazy loud sound, that's my bear. I haven't fixed this. I gotta make this a little bit so they can touch this light to make it go off, but they tend to play with the balls. So this one in the back that's actually going off, not very bright. It's because it's actually dying, and I don't know why they like to play with that one, but they do. It's going off a lot in the last one. So I first of all, welcome for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe if you there it goes, have you not already. Um and so she's already starting. All right. So I have to redo Suzanne Simpson's because this is why I don't know what goes on in cases. I didn't even know her real name apparently. I thought it was Susan Simpson this whole time. There is a Susan Simpson, but this is for Suzanne Simpson. So my apologies on getting the name wrong. I also used the wrong picture. I used the picture for Susan Simpson. So that would explain as to why I wasn't getting I was struggling with it and everything. And she might have been telling me with the balls and stuff, like, girl, you're I'm having a hard time. I kept the video up because I feel like some of it may still be right. The location, not so much. I've been redoing the map from Whataburger, and I'll try to see if I can go over that with you on here a little bit. And so first I wanted to kind of pull the cards, see what I get, then maybe channel if I have the energy for it. I'm freaking tired today for some reason. There's a lot going on in the astrology, and I think it's kind of maybe making me tired. But not only that, I've been working really hard. So I'll do as much as I can for her tonight. And obviously she wants to be heard, she wants to be found because of what she did with the balls. And that's one reason I want to leave the other video up, is because of all the paranormal activity I had that night. Like, it was nuts. Like, the balls were going off, the bear went off after I got off of here twice. My TV had popped on. Like, there was a lot going on. So she's very strong spirit, and I have her correct picture pulled up now, and I have her correct name. So again, I do apologize. I apologize for getting that wrong. And I tend to do that if I don't like to know a lot about cases when I go into them. So all the ways to support me are down below as well. If you would like to check out the astrology merchandise that we have, I'll be getting some whole sweat outfits soon. But right now I have astrology shirts for the different astrology signs and hoodies and stuff. They're really cool. You want to check them out. I'm very proud of them. And then, we have the Otter Spirit that I'm partnered with, and these are some amazing gyms, and they do have, again, if they break, they will send you a new one. That happened to my son already, and he got a new one, no questions asked. I sent him the tiger's eye. He wears his, and they also have necklaces and earrings and things like that are made of real jewels, and then they donate to the otters. So I'm proud to sponsor with them, and I of course I have to talk about it. But all right. So for those of you that don't know how this kind of works, I'll give you what I get, I'll give you what I see. It can be past, present, future. It can be symbolic, metaphoric, not always literal. When I'm pulling the cards can be around the case, involved in the case. When it comes to location, it could be things that are on the way, passed by, any of that. It's like puzzle pieces. It's gonna come in like puzzle pieces, okay? And so I'm gonna pull the cards, see if I can get any hits off of that, just because it's kind of take my mind out of it, because this has been driving me crazy for a couple days. I'm going back and forth on if she's in water, if she's not, if she's in water, if she's not. Her Saturn is Pisces, so kind of suggests she is. But my lines aren't. My lines could be a little bit off as they're not hitting direct water. I don't know how deep the lakes are around there, so we'll go over that. I might add a couple more lines just to see where they hit, but she's already going off with that ball. So viewer discretion is advised, because I don't know what I'm going to see. But remember that cards are an extension of the user. They are an extension of us, and they do work with our intuition. And the more psychic that you are, the better pulls you get, the better cards you get. So this is for entertainment purposes only, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And by the way, I do shuffle off camera because I feel like, unless the balls start going off or something, but I feel like it just adds extra time to the video that no one needs to see. So, and I'll let you know what the cards are. I know you probably can't see them that great. I had another camera. People complained about that. So I do the best that I can. All right. She's lighting up the balls. Here she goes again. She's like, seriously, like, just that's 2 balls now at once. As soon as I put pause. I don't know about her, man. I gotta add that back to it. So I mixed up all my cards when I did. I pull cards differently for crime than I do for like election. Like I put them all together with the election. With the crime, I pull them a little bit differently. So I had separated all my cards. So I hope they're not mixed up. I'm gonna make sure because I kind of went through all of this and I just. So I think the vision I keep fighting with, that I was fighting with the other night as well, is I kept seeing her floating in water. I don't think her physical body is in the trash. What I do know is that he did get cement. I do know that. You're not going to buy cement if you're going to throw her in the trash. Did he throw evidence in the trash? Yes, definitely. I feel like he had to clean up a lot. So, there's hits coming in about like severe abuse, and I'm getting that thing of where I was somewhere else before. So I think that's right, that I was somewhere else before, and I feel like it had been going on for a couple days. That might be kind of the 5, like it might have, like, this feels like kind of an issue that had went on for a couple of days. You know how like sometimes when people fight and they can't get over it, but it goes on for a few days. But I feel like, again, narcissistic behavior, I feel like emotional abuse, I feel like it's not the first time. Like I feel like I've been slapped, and then again I'm getting reference to my hair like being pulled back like that. That's what I keep seeing over and over. And the vision that I kept fighting because it wasn't making sense with the picture that I had pulled up and the other things I was feeling because I had the wrong person. So it's like she was trying to come in the last reading, and then I was tapped into another energy for some reason. And this feels like, okay, it's interesting. Wherever he put her at, I thought there was a property, so there might be a property he knows about, or an area that he knows that. Sorry, I'm just having to bring it in as it comes in, because I feel like I'm walking like through dirt. It's like I can drive up. See, for now I'm seeing more of a truck where I didn't see a truck before. I just felt like I was put in the back of something, but I couldn't see the vehicle. I just felt like it was a dark vehicle. Okay. I tried not to read too much about it, but I had to kind of look at the timeline because of the astrology, and I moved the lines from Whataburger because that was when she was actually in the truck. So I'm not sure how accurate that would be. Never tried that before. So it seems to be a little different than my original lines. Okay. Oh, I was gonna pause it, and there she goes. So she's gonna make this ball go off the whole time, and then I'm gonna have to shuffle in front of you guys. I feel like I'm arguing with him in the car, or that this might be a different day. Okay, because I feel like there's an argument that keeps going on and off for a couple days. It feels like money. There's something with money that's an extreme stressor. An extreme stressor with money or finances. So I don't know if they were somewhere else earlier in the day or she was somewhere else early in the day. I'm not sure if like it's the same, the same night, because we can get things again, past, present, future, things leading up. Now that I've got the correct picture pulled up, I'm getting more visions off of her. I feel like I'm getting my head hit against the wall. This started in the house and ended up outside some reason. I'm seeing it more clearly now than I did. Like I said, last one I struggled because I had the literally wrong person I was holding. So I think whoever's energy I was looking at was interfering with that, and plus my mind. So I wanted this a whole do-over. We're starting all over with the correct, but I want to keep it because there might be some pertinent information in there. And then again, the paranormal stuff that was going on. So, but we're starting all over. So I feel like there's some kind of argument. It's like I feel like all of a sudden I'm just grabbed. I'm just attacked out of nowhere. I'm just attacked out of nowhere. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like there's some sort of affair. Some sort of affair that was going on. What's weird is I keep going to her sister for some reason. Does anybody know if her sister is blonde as well? Well, that's kind of weird. I don't know if this started in the kitchen. Again, I got kicked off, and she's been making the ball go off the entire time. But damn Mercury retrograde's screw me up. So, anyways, I'm gonna try to get my visions back. So I feel like there's something explosive that happens in the house. I hear yelling and screaming between both of them. It's almost like all of a sudden I'm attacked. I feel like my head is slammed into the wall. I'm hit. I'm hit a lot. I'm strangled. It's dark outside. She tries to run away. There's a reference to her running away. I also don't know if at some point he got her outside. I feel like she was fighting for her life, and then that's when she ran into the woods. So that part I did see before. I don't understand the safe and the taking out of the gun. Or the weapon. I don't understand that. I don't understand if it was used here or they're just showing me that because that was part of the story. Because I feel like this does feel really brutal. I'm really the ball's going off again. I feel like there's multiple things that are done. Like, this is overkill. This is overkill. I'm wondering if he, and I'm doing this a little different because she's giving me visions. So, I feel like he loses it. Like, he sees red and he doesn't stop. But there's, again, it feels like the fight starts inside. I feel like this against the wall, right? A strangulation. I feel like my head, like, again, banged against the, but somehow she gets away. She runs. I feel the door open. There's something about I get caught up again. This might where the fight might have been outside where they heard. And then I run again. There's something about a shoe. So I don't know if she dropped a shoe, ran out of a shoe, only had one shoe. There's something about a shoe that I got last time. And I run into the woods because I'm trying to get away from him. I'm trying to get as far away as I can. And she keeps showing me her kids. So I don't know if her kids witnessed something. But I feel like she told them to go hide or something. I feel like for some reason it's finished in the woods. Like, because I feel like I run away and then I get caught up too, and then like the cards are showing there's multiple things that happened, and again, I don't know if these are all right because I'm actually not seeing the knife, but I feel like he could have grabbed one. But I definitely did hear the gunshot, like one with the birds fly, which is what I got in Dylan. So I'm wondering if he was on some drugs or something, or he was on substances, because that's coming up in the cards, and I felt that anyways. But there's a so whenever I get this, it's like this is a shortage. Like this is also a drug card for me. Then we have the assassination. Okay, this was an assassination. I got that twice. This is a crime of passion, obviously. The knife comes in here. And so the reason why I want to keep the knife is because there's another card that validates that here in a minute. And again, drugs and poison. So I'm wondering if he was on something, or if he had started to do something. I feel like coke. Death. Okay. Strangulation, which did happen during the fight. There's multiple ways that stuff happened. Loss, and it's interesting because it's the woods and running into the woods. Kidnapped. So kidnapped, it could be because she's kind of held against her will in a way. She can't get away, but she did run away. She wasn't. So this is validating that I ran or I tried to run away. I tried to get away. I feel like I put up a fight. I get a really strong in the balls going off. I just get a really strong connection to like Stephanie Parze, or not Stephanie Parze. Sorry, Suzanne Morphew. Suzanne Morphew. I get a really strong connection to that. Missing, like very similar, and it is because her name's Suzanne. There's real estate involved. Barry looks very similar to this guy. So, see, mental health. The guy is not mentally fit, so I don't know how long this has been. I feel like they've been together for a while, and he's been a narcissist, for a long time, and emotionally abusive and stuff. But it's like it ramped up, and it might have something to do with like substances, because of money issues. Because I'm getting like money issues, and there's a mental health thing here, like a mental health crisis with him. She was alive, but now she's deceased. That's the way I take that. And then see, I'm getting the stabbed natural object. That could be he hit her with something. And then this is interesting because of this card. It can be symbolic, but like I said, I hear it. So I think there might be more of one reason than he wanted that weapon. But it's only one shot, so I don't know. I don't know if it was a warning shot. I don't know if... I keep getting reference to the head, though, for some reason. Like, my head is hurting really bad. But see, there's also jealousy involved. So again, I don't know if there's some sort of affair going on. I want to say there was. She felt imprisoned in this relationship. I feel like she wanted out of it. I feel like enough was enough is what I heard. Like, she wanted out of it, but he knew he was going to lose money. So I don't know if he relied on her money or something of that sort, because it kind of feels that way. Like, she had the money and he didn't. Like, I feel like he squandered, and then he wasn't doing... Like, I go from job to job or company to company, and I feel like I can't keep it. And it might be because of substances and mental health issues. I also get this, and that can be, again, I take this as like substances. But he did destroy things. So this is interesting because now it takes me to the water and her floating in the water. Not that she's going to be found floating in the water unless he kind of messed up with the cement, but he could have. He could have put it in the water too quick and it could have cracked. And I'm just wondering. That's also symbolic, though, for showing me in the water, though. I get it with everybody that's usually in the water. Sometimes I see him sinking. Sometimes I see him floating. So now I'm wondering. But it feels like there's still a property in play. Like this water is next to a property that they know of. Next to a for sale property. Huh. Okay. Strangulation again. So there's definitely strangulation involved. Homicide. Assassination again. Which is what this was. And kidnapped. And again, I get the kidnapped because she's held against her will. Okay, that ball's still going off back there. You can barely see it because they play with that one so much it's dying. I don't know why they're not playing with a brighter one. They did earlier, but she's validating. She's very, very strong because usually I have to auto-write to get these kind of visions, but now that I've got her energy pulled up and it's the right energy and I'm not fighting with myself so much, it's flowing. So I needed to give it a couple days. So I'm human too. I question everything, and so therefore I have a hard, I never want to be wrong. I never want to be wrong. So I sit there and I fight with my mind a lot, and I fight with my visions a lot and stuff. So, but it wasn't making sense to me last time. So I was like, oh, you know what? Then I found out, oh, I was looking at the wrong person. I had the wrong person's energy. So I don't know what some of the other stuff is gonna make sense, but I wouldn't go off that location or anything else. Like I said, there's some similar stuff I'm getting, but this much clearer tonight. Much clearer. Okay. We already know who's involved. I don't know if I need to pull these, but I might just validate it. We'll see. And it's really like he's seen red and he lost it. Like everything just came to a boiling point, came to a head. That's the way it's coming across. I'm turning that on because the ball's going. She just keeps setting the ball off. She is strong. She's strong. Spirit's been really using that ball a lot, but the ball's a lot, but like it's weird. Like the last few weeks they've used them in just about everything I've done. But she really does? Huh. I'm wondering about that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I'm wondering. He's in some shady dealings. And that came in the last reading. Shady dealings. Shady dealings. He owed people money besides the credit card companies and stuff. There's something else. I think he wanted money from her and she wouldn't give it to him. That's kind of coming in. Man, I can feel this Pluto and Aquarian energy. It's like all of a sudden I'm getting all these visions and these hits that I don't normally get with the cards. It's crazy. Usually I have to sit down and type. Maybe my gifts are evolving. Interesting. Ball keeps going off. Okay, so law enforcement knows, right? And there's a friend. These cards are highly accurate for this situation. There's a friend that's a male that is an accomplice in crime, which we do know that was somebody that was arrested, but this is just going to validate it, okay? A friend that's a male that's an accomplice in crime, okay? And a thief. I'm telling you, maybe he was stealing from her. I kind of get that vibe too. Like maybe he took money from her. But I feel like he owed this. I feel like it was a blow up over money, and then there's also a I can't shake the fact that I feel like there's a affair. He's a reptilian, so snake in the grass is what I like to call this card too. But reptilian bad people, but snake in the grass, and it was her spouse partner. Okay, and they were affluent in the community, and he is the parental figure of her kids. Does she have a daughter? I keep seeing a daughter. He is a bad guy, and he is a terrorist. I feel like he was terrorizing her. I'm taking this false person as like he pretends to be someone he's not to a lot of people. Like only she saw his demon side. There is a female. See? Wonder who the female is in the family that's bloodline. That might be involved, like might know something. Giant. So someone that's tall or bigger than her. Rival here. There was a rivalry, this back and forth. And I always take the caregiver card as it doesn't always mean like it's a nurse or something like that. It can also be like the caregiver of the family, like, so it can be a parental figure. I take that as a parental figure card too. Family dynasty, again, and organized crime. So I'm wondering if he wasn't like this. this wasn't an organized crime, so I'm not even going to call it that. I think he was involved with some shady dealings that involved organized crime. Like, I really do. Look at that ball go off back there. Damn, girl, you are strong. You are strong. I feel like she was strong in life. Very strong businesswoman. She was really good at her job, real estate. Like, that's why I feel like she was doing better money-wise than he was. Like, he was failing miserably at life while she was excelling. So there's jealousy there on that too. And he thought, you have to get me out of this. You have to take care of me. I mean, I don't know why I need to pull these ones, but let's just see what we get, because it's interesting. I mean, the first 3 cards. These cards are, I got them mixed up here. They are backwards. I just heard he was stealing from me. So, I keep getting the alien card. I got it last time and I was like, oops, almost knocked off her picture. I got it last time and I was like, I don't understand that. That's interesting. He is old. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, this is kind of weird. There might be more people that know certain things. So obviously, the first 2 cards that came out were family member and spouse partner, which he is. And he's a devil. Okay. And there's a acquaintance. It might have been an acquaintance to her. But there's other people involved, which we know. The guy got arrested. But I'm just wondering, is there an alienation of her sibling? Like, do they not get along at some point? It's weird because I got the alien card and then the sibling card together, and I was talking about like her sister. So I'm curious about that. And then there was a friend, which I don't know if that's his. I feel like that's his friend too. Like, I don't know if she knew him, the guy that helped, but he carries that serial killer energy. Not that he is an actual serial killer; it's the energy that they carry. And he is older, so now that he's in that, I always take this card as like older person, not necessarily a grandparent, but older person. But what are the mother and father, and the coworker is the coworker of the dude, Brad. It's weird, the mother and father now. This can be him and her. Or there might be some stuff that they know. Again, spouse and a cult. So I don't know if there's like a cult-like feeling around the family or around whatever. Interesting. Okay. All right. So the one thing that she's showing me is I feel like I pull off a road. Well, I'm going up. So this is mountainous type area, or what would seem like rocky mountainous type area. Okay, lots of like harder dirt. And that's going to play out in the cards. And just tell you what I'm seeing. I feel like he pulls off, like he's going this direction. He pulls off of the road onto and this is an area he knows. So it might be near a property that he's aware of. Like, the property keeps coming into play that I keep getting. So, and the back of my head is hurting right now. So it's like, I feel like I pull off. I can hear the tires on the dirt. So it's just a pull off, almost like a secret pull off, or a pull off like you have to know it's there. And it kind of is like this dirt road that kind of winds a little bit. And I feel like it leads to water. This is like a secret place because I can hear his boots walking on the dirt, like they sound. if you're, look at the ball, like you're, like I feel like I'm there. So I feel like, this is so crazy. He did this in the back of his truck. Okay, so the secret spot he knows about. A secret spot he knows about. This is like a secret, like, body of water. Like there's not a lot of people around this body of water. I don't see any houses or anything. And it's like, this is so crazy. Like he knows, because he's a contractor, how to mix the cement and do all of that. And he had the water right there, because it's like, and the water feels kind of greenish bluish. It's not super, super deep. You would see tire tracks if you went out there, and feel like it's a place a lot of people know. It feels quiet, like very kind of remote. And this feels almost mountainous or higher elevation to get there. And I want to go that way. So if I'm looking at the map, I'm going that direction. Look, the ball's going off. So she's validating what I'm saying. When that ball goes off, that's what that is. That's a trigger object for spirit. So for those of you that don't know, I turn the truck around and I back it up. I get out of the truck. I get my supplies. I pour the cement in the bucket. I have her, like, I'd already gotten rid of the trash. Okay. I'll show you the cards in a minute. I just want to finish what I'm seeing. Because this is crazy that I'm getting this with the cards. I've never got these strong of visions with cards before. It's nuts. So I am, she's in the back. I do know that she was in the back of the truck and she had the tarp, because I had to look up the time for the timestamp. This is like a little, I don't know if it's like a pond or like a small lake. What is this? A creek or something feeds into it, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if a creek feeds into it. It's like, I just feel like it's round. It's kind of weird. Because this is, I get my bucket and my supplies, right? And I pour it in there. I get water from the lake that's right there, or the pond, and I'm stirring it, right? In the meantime, what I feel like the reason he had that barbecue thing, whatever it was to pour the concrete in. What he did is he put the tarp down. Okay, put the tarp down. He put the barbecue thing on top of the tarp. He put her body in there. He put trash bags or something on her. Like, I feel like plastic or trash bags. Like, he could have put, those large ones in that, puts her in the thing. And that's what he puts the cement. Like, but it's weird because he shows, I've never seen anything like this before. This is fucking crazy. Shows me like things that you would place so that the cement doesn't stick to whatever he's encasing, like however he's making the cement box, so to speak. He's like evil, weird genius. That I don't know, but he knows this because of the contracting background. Okay, this Paul is validating this, so I feel like she's right here showing me this. It's nuts. So he does this in the back of his truck. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So he puts the tarp down, he puts the barbecue thing there, and he actually poured the concrete, like the barbecue thing's with her. It's to weight it. So I'm guessing that was gone too. That's what he did. He put her in it. He poured the concrete. And he allowed it to dry. And it's on the tarp, so it doesn't get on his truck. Okay? Then what he did... This ball's going off. is after it dries, I feel like he's walking around, pacing, smoking a cigarette. I feel like I'm snorting something, like I'm walking around, keeping an eye out, pacing back and forth, looking at my watch. There's a reference to 20 minutes. So I don't know if this is 20 minutes off the main road or if this is 20-minute drive, because the only reason that he was late, so I might need to bring back some of my lines. I don't know yet. The only reason that he was late to pick up his kid, which I do know because I had to look at the timeline for the astrology, is because he was waiting for the cement to dry, and I feel like he might not have dried all the way. It might crack a little bit. So that's interesting. But it's like he poured this concrete over here on her, right? And he's waiting for it to dry. Okay, so she's encased in the concrete in this barbecue thing or whatever this metal thing is that I'm seeing that's like square. And he backs the truck so that the tires are in the lake, so there must be like a slope to where he can back the truck down into this body of water. This does not feel like a huge body of water, but it's very remote. And I feel like it's backed in. He puts it in park, puts the brake on, gets out, jumps on the back of the truck, and pushes her into the water. So that's how he got her in there, because she's going to be heavy as cement, right? And he backed it up as far as he could go, but it's not going to be super deep. She's not going to be in the middle of the lake. She's going to be off on the sides, however far he could back his truck into. And that's why he went to the car wash, was to wash all the cement and all the dirt and everything off of his car. DNA and all that too. But I mean, like I said, he had the tarp and the bags and everything. Very interesting. She just showed me all of that. So it's going to align with these cards. So there might be a power. Again, that's crazy because I've never seen visions like that when I've been doing these types of readings. I always have to sit down and write. Like, I get bits and pieces, but I feel like I'm there. And when he's going down, like, there's dust that's flying when he's driving. So then after he does that, I see, like, he watches her sink, and he's smoking a cigarette. Does he smoke? Like, what is the reference to this? I feel like I'm smoking a cigarette or something. And then I put the tailgate up and I drive off like nothing. I smash this and I flick the cigarette out. That's weird. I don't know why that's significant. Fucking know. Maybe they'll find a cigarette, but I don't know. Then I come out of this pathway and I turn coming this way. I would make a left and I would go back to that direction. Yeah, Rachelle, it helps to pull up the right freaking picture when you're doing it, huh? And she's been bugging me for days. Like, she's so strong. Do you see how she's doing with the ball to, like, validate everything I'm telling you? It's crazy. Wow. And like, again, I told you, I tried not to read anything or anything. I did have to get the timeline because was trying to find the best timeline for the astrology. And now I'm hot. So there might be a power supply nearby. That can be just along the road too, as well. Bones. That's just like not alive. It doesn't necessarily mean they're bones, but not alive. So she would be basically underground, but she's in water. And this can also be like, pipes or anything like that. He did burn things, so that's where the fire's coming in. I don't think he really burned her, but he did burn evidence. She is hidden. She's hidden. And there, a burial. She was encased in concrete. The burial there. And yes, unfortunately, I did know that. I don't like to know things when I do readings, but sometimes, when I was looking up the timeline, motel or hotel may be significant. Sorry, that's her neighborhood. So this did happen in a neighborhood. There might be a neighborhood in the outskirts, but this was very remote. But that did happen in a neighborhood. So water supply is interesting. And then underwater. Okay. It did happen at the home. And then this is like I said, like sandy area, not necessarily a desert, but it looks like this to me, like, but harder. So this kind of sand and this weeds and stuff. So a sandy area, which I just explained what I was driving on. And this is the crossroads. So it might be a crossroads before, but there's definitely an area like you turn off. Like it's like a quick come up and you turn off. Mountains. So it might be a beachy area as well. This feels like a private one. So does any of the properties have a lake or a pond on them? I don't know. Inside. So boat is sometimes, I was getting a boat last time, but it's sometimes symbolic for just an area where you could take boats or the water or whatever, or where boats are stored or something like that. School, but he did pick her up or he did pick the daughter up from school. Is a daughter or son? I think it's a daughter. He did pick up from school, so there's the reference to that. Frozen water. So cold. So she's, yeah, that would align with my visions. I'm not fighting it as much today. I'm much more relaxed. So, all right, I'm gonna pause it until she starts making the ball go off again. Did anybody call her Susie? I feel like Susie. I hear like Susie. So I don't know if anybody called her that. We have in nature. Okay, inside. I think maybe before when I was getting like off the road and wooded area, that was right. It's just she is further off the road and in water. I wasn't seeing it all. So that's not completely wrong, I don't think. Because I feel like there's trees. And wooded area doesn't mean like a huge wooded area. It just means like trees or things like that. Stored, I find interesting. So I don't know. She might have been stored for a period of time till he could move her. But also that the weapon was stored too. Secret. There's a secret place. And again, he did burn things. I don't know if he burned her or not. I don't think so. I don't think he put that sort of time into it because he didn't think she'd be found. But it's interesting. I pulled the same cards I just did. These are different. I use different decks for different validations. Frozen water again. So it may get really cold or freeze. And the barrel is with the frozen water. But if she is encased in concrete, so it could be considered that. But also there's such thing as a water burial too. So water burial. You know, frozen water burial. The water feels green. Or not fresh. Random area. Hidden. Outside. And sometimes I take this as road tracks, but I don't think there is any. So it could just be like outside. Mountains. Keep getting the mountain card. So it's higher elevation, mountainous kind of. So there could be a neighborhood nearby, but it also happened in a neighborhood. So he did throw things away in the landfill. I don't think he threw her away in the landfill. She just showed me everything that happened. So there is evidence that was buried in the landfill. So again, this is around the case, not just around where she is. He did travel. I'm getting that boat again. There might be boats nearby or a place you can boat, something like that. But it doesn't, I feel like there's literally no one there. Like literally no, like he's not worried about her being found because there's literally no one there. Weird fucking shit. The school is significant because he he was picking up the daughter or the child after school, and he was late. Road, you go off of a road, there might be some sort of tunnel, or this could be any sort of tunnel, really. It could even be an overpass, I get that, but I don't think so unless it's like on the way there. Again, vehicle, it did take her by a vehicle. Above ground, which she is because she's in water. So mountains and water again. And again, home and wooded area. So I'm taking this as where like she maybe finally faced her fate, was at home in the wooded area. The way these two cards are coming in. Okay. It's going to be interesting to look at the map again. And I might have to finish. I feel like it's that direction. I may have to. I hope it's not going to screw it up by going by Whataburger, but I thought if we did it when he was actually on his way somewhere that it would make more sense. I don't know. Hopefully. I can always do a different timeline and see where they go, but they're basically going right directions. But this can be why this, because Saturn was in retrograde in Pisces at this time, but it did just station direct. But in this instance, I think that's the retrograde part. There might have been some mutilation done to her body too, but it could be the fact that she's encased in concrete. In my opinion. Let's see. Setting off the balls again, but I'm setting off the balls again. I'm gonna try these and see if I can get any more clues off of this. I can see it. So the problem with location is I can see it very well, and I just explained all that vividness, but finding it is a completely different story sometimes. So 16 seems relevant. Just kind of feel like I drove by a sign that said it. Crossroads. He did go to a restaurant. It's interesting. Workspace. Court. Region. Well, it doesn't seem like a very big area of water. It's hard to like seeing on the map like what's deep enough. I think he did get gas. He is in jail. Winding path would make sense. So I don't get a lot of water cards, so yeah. And that's probably why she was showing. So she was showing me that the first reading, and I was like, no. Like, I think that he just said that, but maybe he did actually put her in the water. He did threaten her with it, and he did do it. But in a place that no one like really knows about. I just thought it was too obvious, so I think my mind kind of took me away from it, even though she was showing me her floating to the water. But I do feel like it's not far off this road, but you do have to go down a winding path to get there. This is interesting. This is interesting. More. That's interesting. Interesting. Balls going off. Bridge. Okay, so. Airport. Okay. Okay, so we have Crossroads again. This is just like a little, these are my cards with a little extra information. So we have Crossroads again. Something may have happened in the living room, which I get like kitchen, living room area. So I don't know if they have like an open floor plan. He did go eat at Whataburger. That's where I did the lines from. See, I keep getting the work. So is this like by where he used to work? By property he like feels important. The work feels important, or someplace that he used to work at, or something like that. He knows. Court, there is legal proceedings going on. So the swimming pool doesn't mean necessarily just water sometimes. Windswept region. Oh, this is also pool parties. I think there was a party. So, I don't know. Windswept region, breezy, gusty winds. Say fuel station, I think he did get gas. Jail. He is in jail. Winding path, because I feel like there's a couple of curves to this dirt road that he's on. It's kind of narrow. So seaside and beach, it's just water. Amusement parks. There might be an amusement park in the area or something that's like one, and a church as well. And then again, the ship, but again, that's just like symbolic for like watery things. That's a Piscean thing too. Then we have the desert again. Like I'm saying, like there's a lot of like dirty, dusty, sandy area. and then the forest. So there's trees, definitely trees. There might be a bridge and there might be an airport. So I'm gonna have to. I remember seeing an airport on the map. That's interesting. Okay. All right, now we're going to pull some more cards on the situation surrounding this, and I'm interested to see what I may get, because I think I've already gotten a lot of stuff. And I'm going to leave that going, because the balls are lighting up again. Girl, she is strong. She is so strong. She wants to be found, I think, for her children, or her girl, her... I don't know, how many kids does she have? I think she only has one, right? For her child, for her family. I just feel like she wants to be found. And it'll help also get the justice she deserves. And I think she can be found. We just have to find the spot. I don't think she's not findable, because she's not very deep. Like I said, he backed his truck up. So I don't think that it would be hard to find her at all. What the heck is that other? That back on, because she's going off with the balls, but I'm having a hard time finding the box of the extra cards that I have. Just had the other day. We just used them with the... I'm leaving it on because the ball's going off. I've got to find these... Oh, crap. Deck. Interesting. I think there was a knife used, because she just showed me a bloody knife in the trash, like in the trash of that he, in like the trash bags and stuff, like he threw away. And I think, like, I guess he tried to burn like digital stuff, and I think that has something to do with like money and things that he was into that he's not supposed to be into. Like, he didn't want all of those, like, anything linked to him in that way. She's validating everything, huh? Freya. Okay, just making sure. She's, man, making that ball go off. It's crazy. She is so strong. I really think it was her the other night. I think she was trying to tell me, you got the wrong picture. And you're wrong. Like, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you. You're not understanding it. I needed a couple days, and I needed to, like, get my mind out of it, thinking too much, and go back to the vision she repeated of her floating in the water. So, unfortunately, I did it. I didn't want to believe that he would actually tell her, like, he would actually do what he said, and you know what I mean? But I guess he's not very smart, so, but she showed me that all very vividly about where he pulled in at and everything, like exactly what he did. I felt like I was like a third person, and I see it kind of blurry, but see it completely. I'm just gonna have to find out where this place is. I don't know if any of my astrology lines really hit the water. They might be a little off. I'm new with the astrology lines. You have to kind of like eye it, so sometimes it can be a little off, but very close. It does go through some water in some places, but I don't know if they're that deep or not. And I'll show you guys. So I'll look at, I might add some more, obviously it's the mountainous, so we need to go towards the mountains, and the area of water does not seem huge. It does not seem like it's a huge body of water, but there's enough, like there's water in it. I hear like reservoir, maybe it's connected to a reservoir, or there's a reservoir connected to it. 20 minutes. 20 minutes seems to be significant. 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, couple hours for it to dry. I thought I wasn't going to have you guys watch while I shuffled, but you know, the balls keep going off, so it is what it is. I'll probably look at both maps, but I have not mapped the whole thing from Whataburger because I just wanted to focus on the area in that direction. But we can look at both of them, but I just, I want to say it's like a remote, feels like a remote area. I mean, I could probably draw like what I'm seeing. I don't know if any of the properties that, like, if they have any acres to it or they have any sort of water on it. I don't know if it's like a pond or like a small lake. It seems like it's round and it's not hella deep, but it's hidden well enough. You know what I mean? And unless you're searching for her, you're not going to find her. But I do see like there's cracks in the concrete. So she might eventually float up. That's possible. And that could be why she's showing me that. Or it's just, again, symbolism for in the water, because they have two ways that they show me sometimes for water. With Saturn going direct, I don't know if that'll help. So digital evidence, which they probably do have, even though he probably tried to destroy some of it, they do have some anyways. And I know that they have him. There might be some digital evidence that they can trace. Evil corporation, I find interesting. Somebody he was involved with, like with his business dealings. Going back to that again, there was an alarm of unseen danger. Like maybe she knew he was dangerous, but maybe this night she didn't really think that anything was going to happen. Like it was unseen danger, even though it was coming to a boiling point and to a tipping point. I feel like the false accusations card is more like maybe he was accusing her of something she wasn't really doing. That's how I want to say that makes sense. He gaslit her all the time. I feel like he was gaslighting her constantly. And he did try to cover it up. I mean, he did try to cover his tracks. He just didn't do a very good job at it. There was a struggle. Again, I saw the struggle. He did travel to take her somewhere, and he thought that it was like a strategy. He thought there was a strategy to his cleanup, but he thought there was a strategy to his cleanup. It's gonna be solved, okay, with or without her. I feel like might be a paranormal element in some way. That can also be sometimes like a haunted place or something like that. Anger played a role in this, and there is again blackmail involved, which, like I said, there's something with money, or so there like she could have been blackmailing him, or somebody else is blackmailing him, but this is around it. There's abuse, neglect. Of course he was abusive to her. There was a witness, because somebody did say that they witnessed something. They witnessed the drama. And there might even be more witness, to what was going on. There will be healing from this. See, who was fired? That could also be her breaking up. There's another breakup card in here, but I'm just wondering if it had something to do with that. Like, I don't know if he was helping her with anything, and she's like, I don't need help with this anymore, but this is prophecy. Cult. So again, the cult card. So a group or somebody that he's involved with, or that they know or something. I'm not sure. It's interesting. Where it's like that energy. She was sad. We're party, because I think she was at a party. If I, before this, there was a war, and there's revenge. And it might not even be like, I don't know if he was accusing her of things. I think that he was doing shady stuff for sure. And a ritual of egotism. Okay, egotism and evil. Regret. Fraud. Told you. There's some kind of fraud or something going on. Social media. Mind control. He tried to mind control her. And gaslight her into staying. White collar crime. Again, there's something here. There's something that he didn't want. That was one thing he didn't want with the... He was into something. This is a soul contract between them, and she found out. I feel like that's part of it too. Like, she found out. Like, there's a lot of stuff involving this. Like, there's a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of things here. There's money. There's just the abuse. There's what he was doing, manipulation. He was a manipulator. Master manipulator at that, I'm hearing. Government agency knows, they're involved. They're looking into this. It might be more than just who's involved in her crime. They might be looking into other things. Weird signs. Again, there's drugs or substances. He could have been making some. I don't know. It's interesting. Justice card. A curse of being greedy. Okay, a curse of greed. She was leaving. I'm telling you, she's breaking up. And I do feel like that this was premeditated. Like, he thought about it. I don't know if he thought about doing it that day, because it feels like everything came to a head. But I feel like it was premeditated because he told her. I feel like he told her and he threatened her. Like, you tell anybody this, or you try to leave me, or you do this, you do that, I will. And that's why she kind of stayed. Like, she would threaten her. I will kill you and I will throw you in the lake and no one will ever find you. There's going to be delays, which there already has been. And that could just be... But I feel like he'll be found guilty anyways. There is evidence and there is surveillance. We do know that he was caught on surveillance. And again, money is an issue. And there's a secret trip. And that could be even when he took her, or a different secret trip. You might have a gift of some sort of communication between two people. Okay. Like, there's the ball going off. Okay. Timeline issue. Yeah, okay. He might have been involved in some perversion online too. Kind of feel that. Yeah, kind of feel that. Life insurance. We already know that. Okay. All right. So there's rumors. We're gonna leave that card. Okay. So there's, marriage or wedding, which they were married, but there's something exposed about their marriage. Okay. There's things that are going to be exposed about their marriage. And there's memories, but I don't really know what that card really means, but there's a watching of sex, which makes me wonder about the whole cyber stuff too. Like, was he into like some pedo stuff online, or also into like being with other people, or there's also, again, it can go separate too, just being watched or watching and sex. There is protection in some way. There's propaganda, fake news. Keep an eye on those balls too. See, there was stalking. If he was stalking her, I feel like he was really controlling over her. DNA. Okay. Investigation, which we know. There was an affair. See, I feel like there's a lot of Libra in the chart too, which can be just as big, can also be affair, two people, or something of that sort. She had a sixth sense. There could be some sort of false flag that comes into play. There might be a confession from somebody. I don't know if it's going to be him. It might be down the line. Maybe if he's offered a deal or something like that. Usually whenever I get that confession card, it usually happens. That's what happened in Dylan's case. There was things that were staged, like there's a timeline issue. There's a timeline issue. And see, that's what I mean, perversion. Like, I feel like he was perverted. So he might have been having several affairs. Like, the online thing is getting me now. It's like I keep seeing a computer. Why would he burn all that? I feel like he was involved in, like, white collar crimes, fraud. Obviously, there are money issues there, but also some perversion stuff, possibly online. She was trapped. I feel like she was trapped. There's some sort of, again, I get this with, like, time change or time issues. There could be a change in the legal proceedings as well. Sometimes the cards have multiple meanings, just like visions can. She was living in fear. Okay. Down the rabbit hole. Microchip again. Oh, I wonder if there's any life insurance. He did burn stuff. Okay. Obviously an inside job because he's in the relationship and rumors. All right. So all pretty accurate. Let's see. So we have investigation. Okay, a gift. It's interesting the way these cards are coming in. So we have investigation. We have a gift of surveillance. So he was caught on surveillance several times. So that's going to help with the investigation. There's a regret here, but he's going to say he's not guilty. Government is involved in this. Camera. Again, there's evidence on camera. I don't know if he drinks. It's interesting because cover up. And that's him trying to cover up the crime. Drug. Again. I get that card a lot. He's on something. Burglar, because I feel like he was a thief. Like he stole things, even money or whatever. He did steal her life as well, though. There might be a phone call or message that's important that's going to come into play. Again, this was planned. I don't know if it was planned that night, but I feel like it was planned in some way, shape, or form. Because, I mean, I feel like everything exploded that night, but he might have planned it in some way. There's a debt somewhere. Like, I feel like, again, he's in a lot of shady debt, business dealings and stuff. He did own a lot of debt. He did have a lot of debt, but that might come into play as a part of the reasons for this. Social media might play a role. Jail. There's abuse and neglect in the marriage. Okay, abuse and neglect in the marriage. Blackmail's interesting. Again, DEA. Oh, Roscoe. Lies. Sorry about the cat butt. Lies. Break in, I find interesting. So he might have. There's like this could equal like things stolen, or he might have. I don't really know. Could have broken in somewhere, but there's greed. Ooh. There's greed involved, of course. There will be justice. He is a terrorist, and money is involved. Okay, Roscoe. Come on, dude. Hey. Money, again. Physical evidence. Man-made disaster. He did make this disaster. DNA. Okay. Her life was hijacked. She was, unfortunately. Again, confession. Someone's going to confess to something. Argument. There's an argument coming into play. And again, life insurance. And again, affair. Someone was having an affair. I think he was, definitely. And I definitely think, I mean, they might have both been, but I definitely think he's perverted and was doing, like, there's an online something. Evidence, and there's might be evidence of an affair because that came in after the affair. Okay. That's those cards. They were going off and then they stopped. She was packing her bag. She was leaving. I'm wondering if he was involved also in organized crime, or he owed somebody money and like she wouldn't give him the money. And I don't know if there's, again, life insurance policy or something like that kind of comes in really strongly. But then I go also back to, I'm hearing illegal betting. Was he illegally betting on something too? That could be part of the digital stuff. But again, I get like the perversion. So he might have been like involved in like pedo things or something like that, sexual things. Kind of feels like so much deeper and so much more around this case than what I realized. I'm wondering too if there's affair on both sides, because I kind of get that feeling too. Okay, so yeah, all right. So I thought, okay, so we have a closer observation of the victim's living space may provide clues, so they need to go back. Jealousy and affair, love-related crime. So we've been over that a couple times. Already interviewed the killer, which we know he's in jail. So this crime may be solved by DNA testing or other scientific means. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating, which we know. Victim engaged in unusual behavior prior to the crime. Killer worked in the area, which I don't know what he was doing for work, but he used to. Lies, deception, potential cover-up. Killer had an argument or disagreement with the victim, which I told you I heard arguing. And that was going on for a little bit, but especially that night. Killer in the future, the killer may admit guilt. Premeditated murder, killer planned out the details in advance, or he tried to. I think things went awry when she got away. I think he just attacked her. But he had thought about it. Like I said, he thought about it. That's why he told her. Cell phone records may provide important clues. So rage or extreme anger was a motive. A friend knows something, which it could be her friend, but I know his friend does because they arrested him. Additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. Perpetrator has behavior patterns of a serial killer, which is interesting because we pulled a serial killer card. Forensic science field will provide important clues, and killer has a history of committing crimes. I mean, I think they're mostly like money crimes, but still, they're still crimes. And these are only the crimes that we know about, right? I don't know if he sent the kid to the room. There's a reference to that. And then I'm also getting, like, I'm cleaning up like crazy. Like, that's what he ended up throwing away was evidence. And it's like I grab all of the digital stuff because I know when the cops come, when the FBI comes, like, they're going to come look at it. That's what, I mean, yes, that's what he burned. I mean, I wish I didn't know that, but I'm just telling you what I see. Like, he's walking, he's going around cleaning everything up. He's throwing it into trash bags. He is, gathering everything that he has to. It's like a panic mode now. And then it's like, I feel, I'm stored until the next day. Somewhere. The garage or something. I keep. Okay, that's interesting. So we have Bugaboo. Someone wasn't keeping a promise. There's fake friends. There's a divorce. Breaking a contract. Sex shop. So weird sex stuff going on. There might have been a fake apology. Caught finding evidence getting caught cheating. I kind of feel like maybe she was having an affair too. I don't know. There's definitely an argument over an affair. Like, there's definitely an affair involved. Toxic. Anger management. Which he had a huge anger problem. She was trying to run away, but literally I feel like she was running away when he was trying to unalive her, but literally, like, she was trying to run away because she was in depression. And there's bad choices on his part, but she feels like there's bad choices on her part as well. Police know about this, right? They're involved, so that's going to come up. Outdated, expired old news. So, again, wanting to leave the relationship, knowing they screwed up. That's him. Like, he knows he really screwed up. But he was feeling. Also, this can be like knowing you screwed up and fulfilling a fantasy. Okay. and he's insecure. Already knowing the tea. Don't want to hear it. Betrayal. Deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted. Okay, there's betrayal involved here. There's promiscuity, sleeping around. Hot free for all, sleeps with your man, vice versa. Hater. Interesting. Investigating a bank failure, because we know that he was having a lot of financial issues. And they're investigating it. She might have been investigating it too. Envy. Somebody again was getting a hotel motel. And interesting. I don't know what this is, but pregnancy of some sort from someone. For some reason, I also feel like he had a thing for younger. I don't know. So I think we basically get the idea. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could pull the broken mirror, and then we'll pull some timing, and then we're gonna go to the map. I'm trying to see if I can find what I see. I don't know. Maps look nothing like things do in real life, so I absolutely hate them. And honestly, I haven't been pulled too much in this case as far as the maps are concerned, but we'll see. That might change. Since I'm more tapped into her tonight, we'll see. Never know. I'm pretty tired, though. This is taking a lot of energy. Very different card reading for me. My balls are going off again. I don't know. I was just, like, seeing her run away, like, holding her side. I don't know if, like, she got stabbed or something. It's interesting. I don't know. Missing the balls. Okay, so we have someone was snooping in some way. We have deuces, fed up, walking away. I feel that was her. She was done. She was sick and tired of the cycle. She was over it. She was making her decision. She was the compromising and making amends was done with. There's an inferno of chaos, job loss, and everything crumbling. And that might be he wasn't really working or helping in any way. He's kind of a loser is what I just heard. He's a loser. There was this balls lighting up with that. There's a push-pull power struggles here, imbalance and stubbornness. There might have been secretive dating. It says new love options back in the market, and then sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. But those two kind of come in together. There's guilt. Okay. Apology, remorseful, ashamed. There's guilt, but also there's guilt surrounding it. In more ways than one. Contemplation, unsure of choices and decisions. There's envy involved. Okay, that card came in earlier. So jealousy, envy, spiteful. Egg on their face, ashamed, got backfired, got caught. Because they were living a double life. Liar, deception in another relationship. Excuse me. Infatuation, denial, obsession, attraction. Red flags, signs of cheating and deception, the ex, unfaithful love triangle, ex in question, and a love affair. There's a lot of secrecy, third party hooking up, intimacy. See? Controversy, drama, scandal, the truth coming out. Making it rain, again, money. Legal matters as well. Distractions, temptations, always keeping you busy. Addictions. Could be a sex addict too, but also I'm getting like the drugs too, or some kind of substances. Addictions, roller coaster, toxic connection. They were very toxic. But she was very high value. This is her. She's very high value. Beautiful, abundant, confident. I feel like he got found out too. Like he was doing a lot of shady stuff. Oh, both been. I can't tell. It feels just like there's definitely affairs going on. Okay. The biggest thing that she feels like it's not fair is her child has to grow up without a mother and a father. And she feels like it wasn't fair for the kid to have to go through any of this. It's I'm hearing like trauma, and I don't know but you know what, when her child grows up, she might write a book. I might not be around to ever see that, but I don't know how old the child is now, but there's a reference to that. It's kind of interesting. In a way of dealing with the trauma. So a ball's going off, so I've got to turn this on. I'm looking at the map right now. I found it interesting. There was a line that goes into the lake, but it looks like it's private property. I don't know how he would do that. I don't know why she's making that go off, if I'm in the right spot or no. It's kind of boring to look at the map, but I'll just show you what I'm looking at. I have 2 of them done. I'm not doing all of the one because I feel like it's on this area because this is where the mountains are, and this is where he like pinged at. So, there goes the ball again. Man, I don't know if it's going off because I'm like looking at the right area or. That's this one. Okay, so this is the one going from Whataburger. See, this was all messed up for a while. It's better now. If I do that, you won't be able to really see me or see the ball, but it's going off here in the corner. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's going off for a reason. She's made it go off almost this whole time I've been doing this. Okay, so I'm kind of drawn to this area, but we need to find a little round lake off of something. And the line needs to either come close to it or hit it. This is temporary closed. So I try not to go too far. It doesn't feel like a river because I wasn't shown a river. I was shown. I still keep seeing it. It's a round, like little round pond or small lake. Oh, I'm getting chills on the back of my head. And I did these lines, so I mean, that river doesn't even have anything in it anyways. This is not like telling you. It's gotta be somewhere he knows. I wish I knew where. So yeah, the problem is I get stay on these stupid maps all the time. I mean, I've got a headache. I don't know if that's just because it's got to be this way, because now ever since I've tapped in better, I don't. So this is from the Whataburger. I went from there. I don't. In that time. And I don't really think any of the other, like, this is mountainous this way, so that would fit. I think it would also. Where's my neck again? It feels very secluded. I don't think, like, there's an airport. There may be a school nearby too. This government, when I was interested in before, but because there's like sand and stuff. Because I mean, I still want to say that there's. See, there is a lake, but it's not like there's anything in it. I don't think I even have anything going this direction. Not with this timeline. Or I could show you my other one. I think my other one I do from the house. What the heck? Oh, that's the Whataburger. Wait. What is this? Oh, the MC line. Oh, it's because I'm not in the right. I gotta go back to north. Okay, yeah, I found that interesting, but my line doesn't go there. So, I do feel sick. I just can't tell. See, this is where he was at. This is the Whataburger. This is where he was caught on camera. So I wanted to go from there with that timestamp. And I tried to like follow the road, right? Because I'm like, okay, if he was at Whataburger, right? And he went this way. You come out, he either went this way or he went that way. But I'm just wondering if he didn't take the back roads, right? Oh, the pool. Interesting. We got a pool. Huh. Swim lessons. Huh. Funny. I mean, not funny, but you know what I mean. See, I don't know how deep these water... Like, it doesn't feel like... a creek or anything. Like, I don't know how deep these are right here. But I only... Excuse you. I only did the lines this way because... So let's see. We follow that road. Quit, dude. So I'm not trying to make you guys dizzy on the map. Where did the road go? I mean, it feels like a round little lake. I just don't know if I can find it. So he either... Here's a crossroads. Wonder... I wish I knew, like, areas that he kind of knew. We're going to follow this one, and we're going to see... What do you think, Roscoe? That ball's going off again. And these lines might not be perfect, but... Now, this was interesting, but I'm like... Because there's electrical right there, right? And there's a dirt road, but and the line goes literally right by it. Like, I could be a little off. It doesn't end there, though. But here's electrical stuff. There's a dirt road, and there's wooded area. Like, I don't know how deep this is. That's the problem I'm having with this one, and I don't know if it's private. It didn't pull a private property card. I mean, the neighborhood card's there. This is kind of a neighborhood, but I don't... What is this? Anybody could tell me what the hell this is. Like, is it just a random reservoir? Because, I mean, it would kind of... It's a weird shape, but I'm not seeing the whole thing. I don't know how deep it is. My line goes right through there. What line is this? So this is 5 degrees Scorpio. This is 15. I went 50 miles on this. I wonder if I can bring the AC back. I'm going to see if I can bring it back to 5 miles and see where it hits, because maybe he didn't go that far because he had to wait for the cement to dry. The freaking ball's going off again. So I'm turning this back on. I'll just show you that. So you can always, like, this is 5 degrees, right? So you can always add a 0 to go out further. It's hard to see, like, how far you want to go. But if we're thinking he was only gone a few hours, right? And it took a couple hours for the cement to dry, then maybe he didn't go completely too far. This is 5.11. I'm just bringing this to 5 miles to see where it ends us up at the... Okay. It's interesting this one lessons are there when we pull the swimming pool. Just saying, that's kind of odd. That Lake Oz is so interesting to me, but my lines don't hit it. It doesn't really hit anything at 5 miles. We are noticing that things can be found on the line. That's not always exact because it's air miles. So I was thinking it was, oh, what is this? What is this little lake? Like, I don't see, there's all these little lakes around. That looks like it has a gate though, so that's a no-go. So it really doesn't hit anything. So I don't really want to change that. Okay, let's go back to our following of the road. Now you guys can see what I do freaking out for hours at a time, which I'm gonna have to get off here soon because I've got to try to get in bed. I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm exhausted. Okay. So say there's a crossroads. I mean, I don't know if that's what it means, but let's just take the ball's going off. So I mean, I don't. She's making that ball go wild, dude. It makes me feel like we're got to be close in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I'm looking for. See, this is getting me right. I always end up back up here, but I don't know if that's private property. I just don't know. Like, there's some of these little hidden lakes, reservoirs, whatever they are, ponds. I don't know if they even have water in them. I don't know how private they are. Like, look at this one. And my lines go by them. Like, well, like it's on the wrong side. I don't think you'll be able to get to that one. It looks like private too. Okay, so let's keep following this road. And she's making the ball go off, man. See, some of these look like they're private properties. That's why I'm like, I hear a reference to a property, but I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's anybody else's property. Like somebody related to that dude that was helping him. She just makes the ball go nuts. Like the whole time it's been going nuts. And I'm gonna have to turn on the heater. I was like, I don't want to turn on the heater because it's gonna make me more tired. But oh wait, we're not even following the damn road. I lost it. It should be water very like close to or either close to or on the line. It sucks because I don't know areas there, so I mean this does go through the river, but what I'm seeing doesn't look like a river to me. It looks like a little round like lake thing. This doesn't even look like it's got water in it. I don't know how accurate that is. Allegedly he turned off his phone. Going to Bandera, which Bandera County, like we do have a line that goes through there. But what I was trying to look for is I was trying to see if there are any little lakes that, like, he probably knows the area. I don't. See, the thing that didn't make me feel like she was in water is because I couldn't find any, like, deep water that, you know? What about this one? Boss Lake. I mean, I don't know how much water is in this. It looks like there's people that I mean, I don't know. Is this like private property? It looks like there's people that live around there, or I don't know what these buildings are. See, this I'm not from here. This makes it hard, but he could easily back into this, but it depends on how deep it is. I don't know. Um Excuse you, dude. I mean, like I said, we do have a line that goes through here, but that's the only lake it kind of comes close to. Now there is a so interesting because the EVP thing said my name is Walter, and then I found like Walter Lake. I'm like, or Walter something out here. That was kind of interesting. Shit, I might have to continue the map later and see what I come up with. I'm showing you. This is the one from Whataburger. There's so many different timestamps that you're supposed to go by when she's reported missing. So, which I did was also looking at. Freaking got pain in the back of my head, and I don't. What? It's crazy because I just. This Medina River doesn't look like it's like it has any water in it, but it doesn't feel like a river. It doesn't look like one, I should say, in the least bit. What is this right here? Rock Cliff Lake. None of these lakes look like they have a lot of water in them. Doesn't need to have a whole bunch, but enough to. I didn't really like this line could be a little off, but see, the Maguna River doesn't seem like it really has any freaking water in it. I don't know, man. That's the only one that goes to Bandera, whatever. What are you doing, Kai? Huh? Hold on, buddy. I'm gonna have to get off here. I know, baby. Hold on. This is interesting because there's an airport here and there's a church here. Hold on, baby. I'm gonna have to H&K Lake. My line could be a little off. Is this a? I don't know how deep this is. It matches. It's got a wooded area. It's got a lot of dirt roads. Hold on, baby. The light's going off. What line is this? This is Mercury. Yeah, that would kind of fit. It's a little off, but even looking at this, like it could be moved up a little bit. I like to know more about H&K Lake. I know, Kai. Just because it matches, it's on the right side. Is it very busy? Is it deep? Does anybody know? I don't. It's 19 miles. There is a church right there, and there is an airport right there. And I keep being drawn to this Polly's Chapel. So I'd like to know more about that. Like I said, my line could be moved up a little bit, and it would hit it. But I'd have to move all the lines. I'm not gonna do that right now. Let's find out about H&K Lake. H&K. I'm gonna have to get off here. I gotta let my baby out. H&K Lake. Bandera, Texas, I guess. He would have to know about that though. H&K Lake. Fishing, boating. Okay, you do boat there. You can fish there. It doesn't, I don't know if they have like a, let's see. 14 square acres. But if it's busy, he's not going to use it. That's the thing. Hey, 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 hey. It lists a bunch of lakes. The other map I have, let me show you. I'll just show you it. But this is from a different timestamp, okay? Interesting, I'm coughing. I honestly, location is so hard for me, like for real. Let me show you the other Google map or the other Google Earth from their home from a different timestamp. Hold on, Kai. Hold on, baby. So we're just gonna go in this direction. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta let my baby out. Because I gotta put everybody else away. So I'm gonna have to quit doing this. I'll have to do this later. But interesting, there's SeaWorld there. There's but see, nothing goes to that lake. I feel like it's a small one. I could not known about. Like, none of these feel right because I don't think it's down this way. I think it's up here. Which again, I didn't. Let's see. Would this go to Bandera Falls? You'd have to go 210 miles on this one. I just don't think if he's making the. Well, I mean, I guess he could have done it in the back of his. I felt like he did it there though. I'm like, he could have done it in his truck before, but I don't. And then like drove out there, but it seemed like from what I was shown, it was. See, this one, it doesn't really hit any water at all. So there's a couple other time things I can use and see. I don't even think it's this direction. I want to say that these, like Lake Oz, is interesting to me, but it's not going to be any place with a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be like Lake Oz is interesting. There's a reservoir there. It, Masters Lake is interesting, but there's not really any lines that go here on this map. So there's a couple other timestamps I can try. That's all I'm gonna do right now. I'll continue to look at the map. If I come up with a better location, I will let you know what it is. Right now I have to take care of the doggos. So You guys kind of see where I'm looking at and what I've described. If you're from Texas or you know where makes sense, I'd like to know any places he has connection to there. And then, that'd be nice to like put on the map and see if we have any places that hit. But I might try a different timestamp and see what I get. So with all the timestamps, it's kind of hard to see which is the best one. I'm new at this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So anyways, I know this was really long. I know the mapping kind of sucks, but she did validate with the ball, and I think it'd be that direction, mountain somewhere. So if you come up with an area, let me know. We'll see if the map hits it. But I think I might try a different time stamp. I just got to do some digging. So, all right. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, for being here. I appreciate you so, 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 so much. And until next time, please take care of yourself. And I'll see you again later.